This is a bit of an, well, not an odd one, but the tracking still says it's with the post office, as in wherever the guy took it. They haven't done any updates at all. Now I keep thinking about changing cameras, but what I like and what I can afford are drastically two different things. There are cheaper Chinese alternatives, but I'm not quite sure how good some of them are or aren't. But I do like an actual camcorder as opposed to using my phone, especially with the hands-free stuff. And I already have sort of all the camera tripods and stuff from the other YouTube channel that I've had going for years. So these are a bit rarer than MGRs. And command some ridiculous prices. Now I bought these, I think it was on a Tuesday, and just because it's daytime and everyone's at work doesn't seem to affect pricing now. There seems to be plenty of people that are either out of work or finished work, retired or whatever, that have a deep pockets. Having said that, two of batches, or lots I suppose you should call them. Right, so there was two lots ended the same week that I bought these. They finished, well actually there was three, I didn't watch the other lot because I saw the bidding and see the way they was going. Alright, so how much would you pay for 4 of these? Because a number of people, because obviously these were bids, they weren't buy it nows, this was auctions. One lot of 4 finished at £102, and the other lot from the same guy finished at 101, and he also had another lot which made similar money. So that's, you know, second hand £25 each, which I'm not going to pay that. I paid 61, which, you know, that's £10 each. That's really my limit for these. I only pay that over what I pay for these, purely based on the frequency at which they turn up. These are common as muck, but still make stupid money. These are a little harder to find. I have sort of various variations of them, with a view to repainting some or selling them, and then being able to use the money to buy these ones. So these cost me £10 each, which I still like begrudgingly pay, but I'm not looking to achieve the same amount of wagons in these the MGRs. So I managed to get 6 for £61, so basically a tenner a piece. And someone else is quite prepared to pay 25. I mean, it's all very well us all moaning about the ridiculous prices people like Hattons used to ask, and Rails of Sheffield are pretty good at taking the piss with their used prices. But people will also pay it willingly. The old auction fever gets in, and they go mental. I've seen it in real auctions when I used to go to the auctions. And there was a brand new, well not brand new, but a new old school Black & Decker 4-inch bench grinder. It was still in the box. Obviously someone had bought it for their granddad years ago. Never used it. 2 blokes started bidding over it. It was outside on the table, so there was no pack test or anything with it. So, you know, you could buy it and it was buggered. And they ended up paying about £40 odd for it. And you could literally go into the DIY chains and buy an equivalent brand new bench grinder with a year's manufacturer's guarantee for half what they paid. People just sort of get a bit blinkered sometimes when they get the old auction fever. Right, another one has arrived. This is buildings, I believe, or building kits. More of something I've already had. Again, it was another one of those lucky finds. There's more of it than I need, so I will probably sell 2 or 3. of the frontages back out as I don't need them. But we did pick up 2 more of the building kits. Now these, you won't find them below £28. They're retailing £35 for each kit, which I think is expensive for what they are. But as I've said before, Pico seem to dodge a bullet when it comes to these, or any of their products. So there's 2 of the warehouse kits, and someone was obviously planning on building a out of town shopping centre, so we have the frontage kit that you can add to the building extension. There's 4 of those. They came with it, all part of the lot. These are £10.95 each, is the cheapest you'll find them. So there's basically £40 worth there, and you know, £70 worth here if you were to go in a shop and buy them. I got the lot for £41. That was a sort of a cheeky bid. Someone put a bid in on their start bid, and I just went one more in case I won them. But you know, if I didn't, I didn't, and I did. So yeah, if anyone's interested in any Will's modern frontage kits, get in contact, because I already have one from the other. I've got one of each of their variations. I don't anticipate needing more than 2, if at all, so there will probably be 2 to 3 surplus to requirements. But yeah, as long as I've got enough space, an industrial sort of site is in the plan, and now I've got those cheap, I could possibly make a larger building out of multiple kits, or just do them as a row of units. Obviously we'll have to let imagination run right once I know how big a space I've got to play with. I just spent the day at March Model Railway Exhibition. Met Pete from Delft Junction while we was there, and I picked up, didn't find many bargains, not for me. I did message a couple of other people for bits I saw, but they weren't interested in what I'd seen, so I've already got it. I did pick myself up some of these little magnetic clamps. There's a chap there, flexgenics.com. He does your mimic panels, laser cut wood ones, all pre-done for you. And cut this open. He done these little resin things, I think. I went for the medium set. The small was a bit small for what I think I'll need, so I've done these ones. I'm sure there's sort of various guises of these about. These look like they're laser cut and glued together. There's a lot of 3D printed ones. You use them on your plastic kits to hold the corners together. And a nice little presentation case that keeps jumping itself up to magnetise it. Quite handy. They never seem to be very cheap for what they are. You know, it's for a case of it is what it is. I could have done with 2 sets, but £10.50 each. My cheap alternative is magnets, welding clamps, which you've seen on an old video. I've got these types, which obviously the disadvantage with them is size. I've also got the right angled welding clamps tucked away somewhere, but these are better for the smaller corners in buildings. So I caved and had to pay the market price for something. So this, I'm not quite sure what it is, because the location on the parcel doesn't match anything I've got outstanding, which is just Norfolk and Southern rolling stock. So I don't know. looks like Wolfers. So half my viewers will disappear now because they know it's not English. Oh God. Cue the fast forward. And we're back. So we have two Norfolk and Southern box cars, 50-foot rail box. Two of those were sold as a pair. Let me have a look, we'll see which seller it was. Oh, it's the chap I used before. So these were £29, so £15 each basically. And this was £18.50. This is the regular type. I think it's not the high-end ones with the etched brass walkways. Stray flat there. I don't know why that's. These little double glue. All the ladders are in place. So a little bit more Norfolk Southern rolling stock, which is hen's teeth. Ready to run models, sort of newer designs. I've got some more inbound which will possibly be on this video. So you may see it on the next segment. Well, a Sunday delivery. Every working a new shifter. These are self-locking or locking tweezers. I bought 3 pairs because they were ridiculously cheap. And you just slide up a little gripper so you can adjust the tension. Quite sort of decent size. I have got some more delicate ones, but you do tend, if you give these a little bit teddier, keep bending the fine points. But I use those ones more for sort of placement of awkward little bits you want to glue in place, where these are going to be for more general stuff and electronics if I need to clamp around a leg of an IC for heat sink or use it for painting or something. But they were only like £1 each, so I just had 3 to make me order up. And oops, remote gone on the floor. Another one, which I think is my remaining finds of some Norfolk and Southern rolling stock. Yep. And annoyingly they've just listed another 2. Instead of saying, would you be interested in some more I've got? And being able to sell it off of eBay and pocket the profit instead of sharing it with eBay. So the first one caught me actually because I saw a blue faded picture in their advert for a CSX. But it's actually Norfolk and Southern. There's only just the reporting marks there that really indicate it as such. And whoever bought it paid £13.60 for it. And I think I paid more than that. Yeah, it's the reinflation. And the cement hoppers also cost me more than whenever they were bought last time. 23.40 and I paid 35 quid. I figured they were around about 15 each, so based on what I've paid for the stuff before, and obviously these are the newer ones, not sort of the old blue box stuff, but yeah, it's not cheap. When there's more than one person wants the same logo. yeah, we'll see what the next pair come up for. So, see you on the next piece.